Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This video is about the truce of Hudeybiah and the story of Hazrat Abu Jandal and Abu Basr. In the 6th year of Hijrah, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam along with his Sahaba left for Makkah to perform Umrah. The quresh heard of the news and decided to resist his entry into Makkah and even as a pilgrim. So he had to encamp at Hudaybiya. The devoted Sahaba, 1400 in number, were, however, determined to enter even if it involved an open fight. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam viewed the matter differently, and in spite of the Sahaba's eagerness to fight, he entered the treaty with quresh, accepting their condition in fulfill. According to the one article of the treaty, converts to the Islam during the period of the truce were to be returned to the quresh, but the desert for Muslims to the quresh will not be returned to the Muslim. Hazrat Abu Jandal, as a Muslim in Makkah, was suffering great persecution at the hands of the Quraysh. They kept him constantly in chains. On hearing about the arrival of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Hudaybiya, he somehow escaped and managed to reach the Muslim camp at that time when the truce was about to be signed. His father Sohail was not a Muslim, was the envy of Quraysh in negotiation for the truce. He smote Hazrat Abu Jandal on his face and insisted on taking him back to Makkah. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that since the truce had not been written till then, its application in Abu Jandal case was premature. However, Sohail would not listen to any argument and was not prepared to leave his son with the Muslims even at the personal request of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and would have even foregone the truce. Abu Jandal described his hardships, protested at the top of his voice, but much of the grief to the Sahaba. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam agreed to his return. However, he saying, "O Abu Jandal, do not be distressed. Allah will shortly open a way for you." After the truce was signed and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam returned to Medina, another Meccan Muslim, Hazrat Abu Basr, escaped to Medina and besought Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam protection. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam refused to accept his request, and in accordance to the truce condition handed him over to the two persons who had been sent by the Quraysh to claim him. When Hazrat Abu Basr and his escort were on the way to Makkah, Hazrat Abu Basr said to one of them, "Friend, your sword is extremely fine." The man was flattered and took it out from its sheath and said, "Yes, it is really very fine, and I have tried it on so many persons. You can have a look at it." He most foolishly made over the sword to Abu Basir, who immediately used it on its owner and killed him. The other man took to his heels and reached Medina to report to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the meantime, Abu Basr also arrived. He said to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "O Nabi of Allah, you once returned me and absolved yourself of the truce obligation. I had no obligation to fulfill, and I managed my escape from them by this trick. And as I was afraid of their forcing me to forsake Deen, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam remarked, "You are a warmonger. I wish you could be helped." Hazrat Abu Basr understood from this that he would be returned to the Quraysh again when they demanded him. Therefore he left Medina and fled to a place in the desert on the seashore. Abu Jandal also managed to escape and joined him there. More Muslims of Makkah followed, and in a few days quite a small group of such fugitives gathered in wilderness. They had to undergo untold suffering in the desert, where there was neither habitation nor vegetation. However, being bound by no treaty, they proved a great nuisance to Quraysh by dealing blows after blows on their caravans passing that way. This forced the Quraysh to approach Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and request him to intervene and call the fugitive to Mecca, to Medina, so that they might be bound by the terms of the treaty like other Muslims, and the caravans might pass in safety. It is said that Hazrat Abu Basr was on his deathbed when the letter sent by Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam permitting his return to Medina reached him. He died while holding Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam's letter in his hand. No power of earth can make a person give up his faith, provided it is a true faith. Moreover, Allah has promised to help those who are genuine Muslims. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel.